everybody, and welcome to Buzz Talk Live. Kim Kahana, a legendary stuntman, actor, stunt coordinator, and owner of Kahana Stunt School in Groveland, Florida, is with us tonight to discuss his incredible life and ongoing career as one of the top stunt performers in film and television history. For over 5 decades, Mr. Kahana has performed in over 300 Hollywood classics, including Spartacus, Cool Hand Luke, The Killer Elite, Smokey and the Bandit, Passenger 57, and was Charles Bronson's body double for 20 years. In his first 3 decades as a stuntman, Kahana broke over 60 bones in his body, not an easy profession. But it is said that 98% of the students, performers in his today's film and television industry has been taught by him or by one of his students. His hard work, talent, and determination reflect his character and serve as a mentor to so many of the students that had the privilege to attend his school. Mr. Kahana was also a Korean War hero who served as an Army Ranger paratrooper, cheating death several times, being caught behind enemy lines, and is the recipient of the Purple Heart, the Silver Star, and the Bronze Star. So please chat and welcome the living legend, Kim Kahana, to Buzz Talk Live. Mr. Kahana, how are you, my friend?
How are you? Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no, this is what a great honor I have, the privilege of having you on Buzz Talk Live. Your incredible career as a stunt performer, as now a teacher, and I mean, you've done it all, my friend. And I tell you, it's really is my honor to have you on the show. So where do I begin with you? Because you, my friend, I tell you, it all started back when you were a kid, really. So if you want to tell us the story when, I think let's pick it up where you hitchhiked across America or something like that. I don't know. What happened? What happened when you hitchhiked?
Well, before that, I was in Hawaii, and I always wanted to get off the islands. And I talked to a lot of sailors that were living in America, in the mainlands and stuff. So I decided to get on a boat and go to the mainlands and hitchhike to New York, where I had a so-called uncle, and that's what I did. I boarded the boat anonymously and got caught in San Francisco, and they sent me back home. And then when World War II broke out, I did it again right after that and made it all the way to New York.
Right. No, I mean, you know, it's really crazy that when after you let's pick it up now. Like you know, you fought in the Korean War, and I want you to tell the story. And it's, again, an incredible story that you really, you were shot. I want you to tell that story, that how and what saved your life.
Well,
how were you caught behind enemy lines? How were you caught?
Well, we got behind enemy lines and got lost. Our company got lost, and we got captured by the North Koreans. And we're taken in, but they didn't take us in. They had an ambush where they had a big hole that they dug, and they shot all of the soldiers.
Oh.
And I was there in the firing squad, and I was actually watching the trigger of the person that I thought was shooting me. And when I thought he was firing, I fell into the hole. And when we did, they buried all of us. And from there on, I just dug myself up. I didn't know which way was up and down, and finally got air. And everybody was drinking and laughing, and I just crawled out and went back to my unit.
Wow. So you actually got buried under dirt, and you were digging. You didn't know which. You were disoriented. You didn't know where was up and where was down. So you just
No,
dug
I had
anywhere.
no idea what I was doing. I didn't know if anybody was dead. I had no idea about anything.
Wow. Wow. And then after you dug yourself out of the hole, you just ran. Yeah, I just ran away, and no one saw you. And
no one saw me. I creeped out, and thank God, I got back to my unit, and I had no idea which way I was going. Up, down, north, south.
Wow.
Had no idea.
I said in my open that you cheated death several times, and so that's not the first time. There was an explosion that happened, and a plane crash.
There was a plane crash where I came from New York. I'm going back to California, and a plane crashed in Texas. 34 people got killed. I broke both arms. Went to the hospital, got a cast, and got on the next plane back to California.
Just like they would do today. My God. It's mind-boggling that you've had these episodes in your life that now later on in life, after that, how did you get like into the movies? I mean that was when I know that you were a performer too, a knife performer, correct?
Right.
And so how did that all break for you?
I was working at the Seven Seas in Hollywood as a knife fire dancer, Samoan dancer, and a lot of the actors, a lot of the waiters were working as extras in the movie business, and they had asked me if I want to go watch them. Well, I had no education of anything, so I thought, right. Well, why not? So when I went to the studios, I saw guys doing certain things, and then I saw cowboys on horses getting shot off, and I thought, well, hell, I was doing this in Korea for free. Why not do that? So I would ask the guys, and they would say, well, they're getting $200, and the horse is getting $100.
The horse.
And I didn't know how to ride a horse, so I said, how do I get into it?
Wow.
And they said, well, you have to be in the cowboy industry. And I said, well, I don't know how to ride a horse. And they told me about Yakima Canute and
right.
Mr. Eppers, John Eppers. And I said, well, I want to meet those guys.
Right,
and they said, well, you can't. So I found out where they lived and knocked on their doors and told them, I want to be a stuntman.
Wow.
That's how it started.
I want to get back to Yakima Canuck because that name, again, he was a legendary horseman. But I want to get back to your swords and what's right behind you. Actually, I believe this is a better shot of it, of all your knives and how you performed in. Was it a tribal dance that you did?
It was a Samoan fire dance, and I learned it as a kid in Hawaii because all the kids used to do a knife dance and stuff like that. And I used to like to learn how to do it.
Right.
So I learned how to do it, and I finally went to the best in the business, Freddie Latuli, and he taught me the rest, and the rest is history. I went all over the world with him.
Wow. I do have a clip of you performing that fire dance so everybody can see. Let's take a look. Yeah, you know, looking at that video and watching the whole performance, how did your clothes or your part of your pants didn't go on fire? I mean, that was pretty
Just lucky.
close. You're lucky.
Just lucky. Also, that thing, I became the only fire dancer in the world on ice skates.
On ice skates.
On ice skates.
That's wild. So, Mr. Kahana, we on this show we have some chats and people chatting questions, and I'm going to put some up here. They've been chatting here. I'm trying to make it out. TIZ 563. Love you, Master K. And then from Barton Brown, my father fought in Korea. King Company. Milk Battalion. Was it true that the enemy came at dawn? Was that true?
Yes, with everything they had, bells, knocks, making all kind of noises coming down the hills.
Yeah, no, I mean that was it's a rough time in our nation's history when that happened, and you know it's unfortunate that you know we lost a lot of good people and soldiers at that time. So let's get back to Yakima Canuck. I want to know a little bit more about him because, as I said, he was a legend, and at that time, he was. Would you consider him to be your mentor?
Well, him and Johnny Eppers, but Yakima was legend. He was a legendary. He was probably one of the best rodeo people in the world, and he brought out a lot of safety factors in falling horses,
right,
and stagecoaches and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I said, Johnny Eppers and his family was a great deal to the stunt community. Those two names were probably the best in the world.
Wow. And was it because of him that you got, I think, a role with John Wayne? Is that correct?
Well, I got a role. The first picture was with Clint Eastwood, where something dares in Europe with Clint Eastwood. He took me around, and so did the other guys take me around. As soon as I learned what I was doing, because I rode motorcycles, and they needed somebody to ride a three-wheel motorcycle.
Yeah,
that's how I got the part.
I'm glad you brought that up because I have here that, and I tell me if it's true. What I'm going to read to you is that you joined up with the Hells Angels.
Yes. Yeah, and everybody thought they were bad, but believe it or not, they saved a lot of kids, and they brought food to kids, and they helped out a lot. They just got a bad rap.
And was it now? Was that riding with the Hells Angels and going through that part of your life? Was that how you got the role with Marlon Brando in the Wild One?
Basically, yes. What happened was I was dressed like the Wild Angels, and I had a friend that was going in for a part, and he didn't have a ride, and I took him to the studio on my motorcycle, and he went in to do a part, a reading, and I stayed outside, and a producer, which I didn't know, saw me and said, "Come on and follow me." So I followed him, had no idea what was going on. He took me into the office, and all these people sitting at a desk told me to turn around, gave me a script, which I didn't know, told me to read it, and I threw it up in the air and said, "Why am I here?" And the next thing I know, I got the job as a TA, technical advisor, how to ride motorcycles and how to dress. And that started with Marlon Brando, the Wild Ones.
The Wild One, yeah. I have some. These are awesome pictures of you. These are on set. These are pictures that that were sent to me. But I think that is that when the Brady Bunch went to Hawaii. I think.
Yeah, that's a Brady Bunch. That's my son and
Chuck
me.
Norris. And there's a story about Chuck Norris, right? That you and Chuck went into business together.
Well, we didn't go into business. We were very close because we had schools. And I put him into a movie basically as an extra and everything. And the next thing you know, he's in the movies.
Right. And that's Lee Merriweather, right?
Lee Merriweather was a good friend of ours.
Chongo.
We kind of grew up with him. I
Yeah.
played this part of Chongo.
Chongo,
It
yeah,
was
we're going to
a
get into
series called
Chongo
The Danger
later
Island.
on. That's David Carradine, right?
David Carradine and my son and I, we did a lot of episodes, probably about 30 episodes.
And that was Kung Fu that he was in.
Completely.
Yeah. And
that
speaking,
was, a funny picture with Apple Dumpling Gang, yeah.
yeah, James Gardner. And speaking of your martial arts background, you're what they consider black belt grandmaster. Is that, am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a 10th degree black master.
Wow. Incredible.
That's Paul Anka.
Paul
I
Anka.
was in Vegas.
Oh, look at you. Is that Clyde?
That's Clyde, yeah. He grabbed me and kissed me.
Clint Eastwood, Clyde.
Yeah.
These are wild pictures, boy. I can't.
Or
I
Jan
can't make
Michael
those-
Vincent.
Right.
the Hulk.
Right. The Hulk. Right. And what did you do with the Hulk? What did you do with?
He had a movie here in Florida, and they called me to work on it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Cool Hand
Wild,
Luke.
cool. Yeah. Wild times. And I do have now your wife Sandra. Now, as far as how you guys met, and there's a story behind how you guys met. I understand. That's your lovely wife Sandra, and
Right.
and you met on the set of Passenger 57. Is that right?
57.
Was she an
Passenger
actress in the
57.
movie? Was she an actor in
She
the
was
movie?
an actress on the set, and I was a stuntman working with another coordinator, Glenn Wilder.
Glenn Wilder.
And
Oh, wow.
we met on the set there.
Wow. So, and look, you know, it just goes on and on and on. I mean, I want to get into your stunt school, but I want to finish up, you know, just a little bit on more on your incredible career. And, you know, as far as like, talk to me about this. On the pre-call, you said you were the director of Nickelodeon, and you created the show, or how did this all happen?
I got a call from some producers in Nickelodeon asking me if I could coordinate some things that they had in mind. I had no idea it was a kid show. I had no idea what was going on. So I sat down with them, and they gave me some ideas, and I said, okay, I'll make some things up. So I created a couple of things, brought the producers out to my ranch, and I had my people, students working with me, and I showed them certain things, and they loved everything we did.
Wow.
So I became the director of the show for about 5 years.
There's so many stunts that you've been involved with in the movies. You were in Planet of the Apes. What role did you play in Planet of the Apes?
Oh, I was a orangutan. I was a gorilla. I was a monkey. I mean, it was just different scenes.
Wow.
We played different parts and different things.
Wow. Now you did. I don't have the clip, but I wish I did. There was a plane to plane transfer you did. Now, if they did this today, they would use CG. They would use computers to develop it. But this was done old school. There was a plane and another plane in midair, and you went from a wire or something. And I think it was in the beginning of the show. It was a little bit of a clip of that.
Right. It
talk to me about
was a plane. The one plane was a passenger plane, and it was being hijacked, and the pilot got shot and everything, and there was no pilot. So they had to bring another pilot from another plane and transfer him into that plane so he could land the plane. And that's what I did. We transferred on a cable without a parachute and went from one airplane to the other plane. It was done in Colorado. Justin Hessen, yeah.
Here's some of the movies that just a few of the movies that you've worked on, and Spartacus. I mean, a classic movie like Spartacus, you got legends there. You got Laurence Olivier, Tony Curtis. Now, that was like back then. Those movies were a cast of thousands. That was, those biblical films and all that. And I guess you were in fighting scenes, and I mean, I do have a clip. I do have a clip of Spartacus.
I mean, you doubled, so you worked as a person. If it was a cowboy movie, we worked as an Indian, and then we worked as a cavalry. Whatever the directors wanted in those days, we did.
Right. Let's take a look at Spartacus.
Spartacus, a motion picture unequaled in the entire history of filmmaking, unlikely ever to be surpassed in the magnitude of production, in the fervor and passion of its conflict, in the tenderness and beauty of its love story. Nothing was spared to make Spartacus the superb achievement it is. Neither time, nor money, nor talent. For in Spartacus, you will see the finest cast ever assembled relive history's most exciting and inspiring drama. In the powerful story of the gladiator rebel who sprang from slavery to challenge the awesome might of imperial Rome.
The symbol of the Senate, all the power of Rome.
It's I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. It's a classic movie.
Well, you had every stuntman in the world.
I bet. And what's funny is that wasn't computer generated people. Those are, like I said, a cast of 1,000.
But that was on the back lot of Universal.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And we all had a big number because when we went to lunch and everything, we had to go back to our same spot.
Oh, sure, for continuity.
So
yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah. Wow. So now, again, films, TV, but one of the biggest, TV roles that you had was playing in Danger Island with Jan Michael Vincent, who at that time was a very young actor, and really, I think this was his first role. Is that correct?
No, it wasn't his first role. He played the part of a surfer before that, and a couple other roles. But this was a big one, and Frank Coletta was actually the biggest star in the show.
Wow, and that's you on the left-hand side, on the upper left. Let's take a look at Danger Island. Here's, I guess, at that time it was a trailer that they made of the show.
That was quite a nice show.
Oh my God. You were on that for what, 2 seasons of
Yeah, we did that in Acapulco.
Acapulco? Yeah. And you played the part of Chongo. Now, Chongo, describe the character that you played.
Well, it wasn't the character. I made the character. When Hanna-Barbera called in people, they wanted them to read a script and play the part of kind of like a monkey. And I got called to do it, but I was doing another show, so I wouldn't get in. And a friend of mine, a stuntman, said, well, at lunchtime, I'll drive you. So I went down there and they gave me a script. And since I don't read good and everything, I jumped on Hanna-Barbera's desk, took the script, threw it in the air, did a backflip off of it, and walked out. Said, thank you.
Oh my God.
And the next day I got a call saying, hey, you got the part.
You got the part. Well, let's see you. I got a short little clip of you in action as Chongo. Oh, this is good.
Him too. And
you've already told him. He hears fine, he just can't talk. Excuse me, Chongo. Chongo can talk perfectly, only not with his mouth. I mean, sometimes those bird calls and cat calls and whistles right the door.
Yeah, I did all those bird calls because I couldn't read the script. So I made up all that stuff, and they loved it. The producers loved it.
I bet. I mean, you were freelancing on the show, and I mean, the premise of it was Danger Island, and you were like, I guess it was, I don't even know if it was like a Batman and Robin, and you played like the Robin character to Batman, like, you know, that type of thing.
Save the day.
Just saved the day. I came in and saved the day every week.
That's great. That's great. So let's get a little into Charles Bronson, because I know that, you know, you was his stunt double for many years, like 20 years. You was his stunt double, and I think that you were in mostly almost all the Death Wish movies, up to like Death Wish 4 or something like that.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah, and I so I have a clip here, a salute to Charles Bronson, but you know, you're in most of this stuff, I think. I mean, I tried to clip it with the not knowing, because I tell you, back then they did it really well. I mean, they hid the body double, the stunt double really well, and you really can't tell. So it was tough for me to look at all these clips, but let's see. Let's take a look back at some of the Death Wish movies that you did. This is great.
And we commit her body to the ground.
asshole.
Please. Please! No! Please come back! Frozen!
I don't need anything. But you need a bath. You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Hey, Lieutenant, if you need any help, give me a call.
Yeah, I tell you, they don't make movies like that no more, my friend.
No.
No, those movies are not to be made anymore. But again, like how they hit it so well, and the way the editors, edited the movie and directed, and how they brought in the stunt double. Can you speak to that a little bit and bring us back to how the director directed you and Bronson in that segment that we saw, that how you were brought in, at the given time for the stunt double?
What you do is they bring in the stunt coordinator and the director, and he'll tell you what he wants. And then we would make a routine, and the star, like Charles Bronson, would watch everything you did. And so that when we did it, we would do it as lightly as we possibly could. And then he would overtake it and just do it.
Right. No, I mean.
And at that time, the actors did their own stuff most of the time, but they were really good with the stunt people. So,
I mean, how much, I guess we could talk about it, but how much of Bronson's work did you do? I mean, obviously the close-up stuff, they can't.
Anything you saw with driving the car or flying out of a window or something like that, that was all done by the stunt coordinator or the stunt double. But he did all the close-ups.
Yeah, he did all. Obviously, he did all the close-ups.
Yeah,
stuff.
and a lot of your actors are very good using their hands and stuff. So the director would use those people in certain shots.
Right. And nowadays, with stuntmen and actors, actually, the A-list actors, a lot of them do their own stunts. To a point.
And it's not too smart.
Yeah, no, it's not too smart. I do have a chat that came in here, and it's from, I believe it's from, I think it's from Deb Kahana. Very proud of my dad. Loved following his footsteps. He is a legend to his fans and his family. My brothers, Tony, Kim Jr., and me. We love you, Dad. Thanks for showing us the ropes. All right.
Yeah, they did very good on their own.
Yeah. No. Are they active now as well?
No, they retired as much as I did, but I haven't retired yet.
No, of course not. Don't you ever retire?
No.
Don't you ever retire. Again, Bronson made these other movies, and I do have. He made a movie called Death Hunt, and
I did that too.
Yeah, and it was about I think it's a true story about Canadian police, and they were chasing a fugitive or of some sort. Lee Marvin was in that movie. And this movie here, and the clip that you're about to see, is it's you know, when you see it, it looks like a stunt. It looks, you know, like you gave the director what he wanted, but at the end of the stunt, I want you to tell the story. After we see the clip, I want you to tell the story to the folks and tell them what actually happened to you.
Okay. Pull me up.
Wow.
Wow.
So
that gave me the willies.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. And I would appreciate, you know, telling the story about what happened there in that scene that nobody knew what happened.
Well, that tree, I rigged that tree so that I would jump to the tree and then get away from the plane. But what happened is I misjudged it. But I did put a safety line on my leg. And if you see, when I went and run and hit the tree, I fell through the branches. And actually, the branches saved my life. And at the very end, if you saw me land, you saw the rope pull me up. I broke my back on that stunt.
Wow.
But it saved my life.
Wow. And after you were injured, you convalesced, right? You took care of your wounds, and then you were like right back out there, right?
Well, I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital for about 5 months. The doctor told me I would never do stunts again. I got pissed off, went into the bathroom, broke off the cast, called a friend, and picked me up with a motorcycle. Went home. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, you're unique. Nobody would do that, and certainly, you know, today. But back then, you had to put food on the table, right? You had to provide for your family and everything, and you had disregard for everything. I mean,
well, I did that too. Also, when I came back from the military, I was shot. I was blinded in both eyes, and they told me I'd never see again. And I told the doctor, "Go to hell." And I got my sight back in 2 or 3 years.
So
I only have one eye now.
I can't remember if you told that one. Was it an explosion or something that happened?
It was a hand grenade.
A hand grenade.
Yeah.
How close were you to the hand grenade? How close were you to the hand grenade?
Oh, about 2 yards.
Wow. I got no words. No words. You fast forward now with all that you've been involved with. There was a movie, a horror movie called Jeepers Creepers. You remember that?
Yeah.
One? So Jeepers Creepers, I think Sandra's in this one with you, but you had a very small. It was actually the beginning of the movie, Jeepers Creepers.
Right.
Fun
movie.
Yeah, no, it really is a cult classic horror movie, because I think Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola, is behind this. He was the
Yeah,
director.
he was.
And you had, like I said, a very small role in the beginning of the movie. You played campers. Let's just take a quick little look at your small little role, and then we'll talk about it.
Come on, Derry.
Gay fever. No, gay forever. Gay forever. Ha, that's mine. That's 3 for little bros.
That's a 6, not a G, you idiot. That's sexy forever. That's mine. That's 5 to 2. Gay fever.
Oh. Sexy forever, huh?
You know that is you in 40 years.
That was cool. That was a fun movie.
That was a fun movie. And
yeah,
so
I got the part. The stunt coordinator called me to drive the thing, and I was going to take Sandy and I go down to the interview, and she couldn't make it at that time, so I got the job. But then when they called us for me to work a wardrobe, I took Sandy with me, and we went in, and there was a little girl that came up to us, and Sandy had asked who that was, and it was the casting lady.
Oh.
And Sandy asked her, "Did you get the part to play his wife?" And she said, "No, do you want it?" And she got the part.
It's all
we
timing.
Worked 3 days on it.
It's all timing, Mr. Kahana.
Yeah.
You know, that movie, and like I said, it was in the beginning of the movie that was shot, but you know, it was the look that you gave the two kids in the car that really set the movie, because I didn't show what happened afterwards. That's when the maniac was chasing them down, and it's a great movie. If anybody out there wants to see it, I think it was shot in 2001, and it's called Jeepers Creepers. Check it out, classic car movie. What I want to talk to you now about is really how you guys are not getting the credit that you're due. And what I mean by that is, you know, every March or whatever, you know, the Academy Awards happen, and you're just not, you know, recognized. You know, you guys get, you know, sometimes you sacrifice your life to make a film and to make it happen for the actors, the A-list actors. And sure, you have your own, you know, award shows and your own, you know, you're recognized in your own way, but you're not recognized in Hollywood for the Hollywood elite. And I mean, can you speak about that a little bit? And
well, yeah, that's true. But the thing is, the stunt community is not pushing that they want the best of everything. All they want is to be acknowledged,
right,
that they are also actors in the motion picture business and doing the best job they can. We try to do everything that we can to make a picture look good,
right,
not to steal actors' roles or anything like that. We're there to make everybody look good.
right,
and
right.
we feel that we should be recognized in many, many ways and ask for that recognition, but they haven't gave it to us.
No.
And we don't know the reason why. We're not trying to outdo the actor. We're just trying to make the industry know that we are helping as much as we can.
Right. I mean, you know, second unit directors get recognized. That's where, you know, that's the wheelhouse that stunt people work in and everything. And I don't know. I think you guys should be recognized with an award for stunt. I mean, why not? I mean, you have everything else, and all the department heads get the awards. I think stunt people should get awards, and
well, they're starting little by little to listen to us.
Yeah. And like I said in the beginning of the program, you're a teacher, and a lot of the students that come in that through those doorways of yours, and you teach the art of stunt work at your stunt school, and it's located, like I said, in Groveland, Florida. It's online. Look them up, and you started this back in what, 72?
I started it in 74.
74?
To people that wanted it, like the stunt guys that were working. And then in 72, I started it. 74, I opened it to the public. And I got a lot of flack by the stunt people because they didn't want secrets told to outsiders. That's how stunt work is. It's from family to family to family.
Right.
And I thought, well, this is a good way to teach people not to kill themselves, kill somebody else, or hurt themselves. So I started it out, and it took me about 3 years before the community really sat in and said, man, you're doing a good job. Today, we have thousands of stunt schools opening all over the world that really don't have the qualifications that they should have.
And you guys are all about safety. Yeah, you guys are all about safety. And
all about safety.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to show a little promo that you have for your school. And then we'll talk about a little bit more.
I can lift you up. I can show you what you want to see and take you where you want to be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I can fill your cup. You know our river won't evaporate. This world we still appreciate. You could be my luck. Even in a hurricane of frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
That's really good stuff. Your school, your land, you have like, how many acres of land do you have?
There's 100 acres here, but there's a lot of the land around us that we use.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kids are good. They learn well. They're working. I'm pretty hard on the kids, and I want them to be the best in the world.
When a student comes to you, what do you look for in a student? Like, I'm sure they come in all sorts of sizes and shapes.
Right.
And mental capacity.
Yeah. Usually they come to me, and especially with their parents, I'll ask them, are you crazy? And if they say yes, I'll say, okay, you'll be a good stunt person.
Sign here.
I turn down hundreds of people.
Yeah. And nowadays, are you working with adults or are they more kids, you think?
I work with adults, but I work with children now from ages 9 to 17.
Nice.
And they're pretty good because they don't use computers or their telephones, and they're having fun.
Right.
The older adults are used to the telephone and computers and things, and I can't stand that because you have to focus on what you're doing. You could get killed in this business.
Absolutely. Your training day and how you train, stunt people. Now, is this what we're looking at here? Is this like a typical first day, or is this how you get them going?
You start on a trampoline, you start on rolls, you start on all of those things before you do a high fall or before you do anything. I try to put your body in control.
Yeah, yeah. And if anybody's looking here, if you want more information, you go to KahanaStuntSchool.com. It's all there for you. And I mean, you're learning from a legend, a living legend. It's great stuff. There's a video that I have of one of your students who you taught how to use nunchucks and light them on fire and all that stuff. I have a video. Let's take a look at this.
As long as you keep moving and say that we're outside and the wind is blowing this way, then you're going to have to be into the wind.
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing. That girl is married now.
No way.
Yeah, we went to her wedding just recently.
Oh my God. Oh my God. She was incredible. Is she doing stunts or did she continue?
She was doing some things and now she's married and I think they moved to Washington and I think she's going to school for something else now.
Oh wow.
I taught her and her sister.
Wow. Wow. It's amazing that, you have all these people and it's your home. You have all these people coming to you because of who you are and what you represent to so many people that come into your school and to be mentored. But you've made all these friendships throughout your life with all these people that you really didn't even know. And you train them, and now they become stunt people or stunt performers, and then they train other people using your technique or using the tools that you give them that you taught them. It's great. So now on an average day, you have this big stunt work and you're training and this and that. It's time to relax. And this is the part I love because no other school has this. And you know what I'm going to put up, right?
Okay.
It's the bar.
Yeah.
It's the bar. Everybody has to have a bar in their stunt school. And who serves at the bar there, Mr. Kahana?
My wife does.
You have your cocktails and you talk about the day and who messed up and who did good and all that stuff. And is there any certificates that you hand out, or is it like?
Yeah, they get a certificate after they work 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. They get a certificate of acknowledgement that they went through. And I try to tell people that the certificate doesn't make you a stunt person.
Right.
You make yourself a stunt person. It's just a thanks of you working hard, and it's something for you to have. And they appreciate that.
Yeah. With all that, and a lot of these schools that you go to for specialized training and all that, they usually weed out the good ones and the bad ones, and then they offer maybe to continue on and maybe to find placement in movies. And do you offer that at all with your students?
No, we do help them when there's a show going or something and we have a person that's running it. If we find somebody that's right for the show, we'll tell them and they'll go and interview for that and so forth.
Oh, that's
but
really
we
cool.
promise no
right.
getting them into the union or getting them a job, or we can't do that. We just
Right.
can't promise.
Right. With all the performers that you worked with, old timers and now classic, film stars, did anybody ever come down to the school and check the lay of the land out with you?
Yeah, a lot of people come.
Danny Trejo was there for a cameo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo was here. He did a show with us for free.
Really?
A lot of people. We could get a lot of people here if we needed them. They would come.
Now, would it be like? How well do you still keep in touch with anybody that that you can call up, like a Clint Eastwood or anybody like that?
Well, like a Dick Donner, for instance. Dick Donner is one of the biggest directors in the world.
Yeah.
He's still a friend of mine. Chuck Norris, if I wanted to call, I do, but we have our own lives. Everybody has their own lives, and when there's something to say, we'll call. Sometimes I'll call different people and say hi. I'm getting old. I just want to say hi.
No, that's great, and it's always great to give back and recapture that time in your life that you'll never have again, and it's so wonderful that you've done the things that you did, and thank God you were safe in doing it, and you had your problems, but you recuperated. You're an inspiration to so many people out there, Mr. Kahana.
I think people should do what they want, and just don't take advice from somebody else. They should do what they want, and if it's in their heart, they'll make it.
That's right. It's all about deep inside you, and if you got the will and the way, you'll do it. And that's a great way to end the show, because coming from a living legend like yourself that's seen it all and that's been in precarious situations like yourself, you can speak from the heart with all this that we're speaking about tonight, and give some inspiration to a lot of the young people out there that might want to get into this line of work. And but it's got to be in them. It's got to be, they want it. They would have to want it, not their family.
Right.
Yeah.
I always thank the man upstairs for what I've done, and I just say I'm just going to keep on going until you stop.
Keep on going, my friend. Have your gin and tonic, whatever you drink there at the bar. I know you're a gin man, right?
Right.
Way to go, my friend. Way to go, Mr. Kahana. And it was such a pleasure to have you on Buzz Talk Live. I can't thank you enough.
Well, it's great talking to you.
Yep. It was a pleasure having you.
Working with you and seeing the clips and stuff. Some of them I haven't seen in years.
Yeah, no, it was. I had a blast putting this together because I was a big Charles Bronson fan. Growing up, Clint Eastwood, all the people that you doubled for or you had stunts with, they're all my favorites. And it was just I had a proud moment putting this together, and I wanted to show more, but it would be a 2-hour show. but yeah, no, it was great having you on the show. And best of luck with the school, with your family, and all that you do for everybody's life that you touched throughout, their careers, yeah, it was great. It was great having you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Oh my God. A living legend, Mr. Kahana. I don't know what else to say.
We got a book out.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Kahana. Oh my God, I forgot the book.
That's all right.
The book. So let's talk about the book quickly. About it came out in last year, 2020.
Last year. It actually took 20 years to write it because I didn't want to put out anything. I was kind of embarrassed, but the lady that wrote it, she said it probably would help the younger generation.
Yes.
On how to do things, and I'm so happy that we did do it.
Yeah, and there it is. And Kennedy wrote it. Yeah, I'm sure, you know, that's a treasure, that book there, to read about your life and continuing success with all that you've been involved with. It's all right there in that book. So I'm sure it's on Amazon. You can probably pick it up anywhere. So
yeah.
So look for it, you know, where you find your books. And yeah, good stuff, Mr. Kahana. Good stuff. Best of luck with you and your family. And Sandra, thank you so much. You want to poke your head in there? Come on in. Come on in the show there. There you go.
It was great working with you all week.
Yes, same.
Whoops, a little more.
Same here, Sandra. Yes, a pleasure to have you on. Pleasure to have you on.
Fun.
Yeah,
Check out our Facebook page, Kahana Stunt and Film School. You can see more videos and stuff there.
There you go. There you go.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. Oh my God. What a great person and great people. And I think when I have a chance, I'm going to come down to the school. I got to check this out for myself. I always wanted to be into stunts as a kid, and I wish I knew about this stunt school when I was a kid.
Don't forget to thank Frank Abel.
Say that again.
Don't forget to say hi to Frank Abel.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Frank Abel was the person who got me involved with you, and he's I had him on the show. Incredible stuntman, and he works in Taijin, China, doing stunts for a stunt show there, and yeah, he's what a great guy, what an incredible guy he is too.
Yeah, he's a great stuntman.
Yeah, and well, just to recap a little bit of him and you, how you guys got together. He was like just one of your students, right? That came in the door.
He was 17 years old, and his mother and father lied about him coming into the school because he's supposed to be 18 years old. And to this day, he calls me Pops, his second father.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's great. That's great. Yeah, Frank Abel is a wonderful human being, and I wish him the best of luck too. And thank you, Frank, if you're watching, thank you so much for bringing me to Mr. Kahana to have him on the show. I appreciate it. Thanks again, Mr. Kahana, and what can I say? Best luck to you.
Best luck to you too with your shows and everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, folks, join me again next Sunday night with an award-winning actress, producer, writer. Emily Trusclair is going to be on the show. She joins Buzz Talk Live on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So check out the show then. That's all for tonight. Incredible show with a living legend, Kim Kahana. That's it. Good night, America.
Good night.